50,000 years ago, the Xyrath Dominion wiped Earth from existence, burning the oceans, shattering the continents, and erasing every human life from the galaxy's memory. For 50 millennia, the universe believed humanity was extinct, a forgotten mistake of history. But tonight, every sensor across the galaxy goes dark. Space bends. A colossal rift opens above the Dominion homeworld. From within the tear, a fleet emerges, black, silent, gravitational engines humming with power strong enough to crack moons. A single message echoes across every star. We are humanity. We survived. And we have come to judge those who destroyed our home. The Xyrath stare into the sky and realize with absolute terror. Humans didn't die, they evolved into something the galaxy was never meant to face. 50,000 years before humanity's return, the galaxy trembled under one name, the Xyrath Dominion. A brutal empire built on fear, conquest, and the belief that only the strongest species deserved to exist. And to them, humanity was a threat unlike anything they had ever faced. Humans rose too fast. Too adaptable. Too unpredictable. Within just a few centuries, humanity advanced from primitive rockets to interstellar colonies, artificial intelligence, fusion rings, and gravitational prototypes. Every time the Dominion tried to estimate human growth, the numbers exceeded projections by decades. Then came the moment that sealed Earth's fate. A secret Dominion council recorded a private meeting, their voices cold and trembling. Humanity evolves too quickly, one general warned. If we wait, we will be the ones kneeling before them. The Dominion High Sovereign whispered the words that changed history. Then we erase them now, before they rise. Within days, the Xyrath launched the largest extermination fleet the galaxy had ever seen. 300 annihilation armadas. Planet crackers. Solar injectors. Atmospheric burners. When they arrived at Earth, there was no war. No negotiation. No warning. The sky above the planet split into sheets of fire as the Dominion burned the atmosphere. Cities turned into molten rivers. Oceans evaporated. The crust cracked open like an egg as kinetic rods punched through the mantle, tearing civilization apart. Human colonies tried to respond, but communication blacked out. Fleets were intercepted. Defenses overwhelmed. Every human outpost was hunted down with machine-like efficiency. The Dominion broadcast a single message across the galaxy. The human species has been purged. For the galaxy, it was just another violent chapter in a violent era. But what no one knew, not even the Xyrath, was that deep beneath the breaking Earth, hidden under kilometers of reinforced alloy and rock, humanity's last secret activated. ArcStation 0. A subterranean vault of experimental human-AI fusion, built to preserve life in case of planetary collapse. And inside its sealed chambers, the last spark of humanity refused to die. The Dominion believed humanity died with Earth. But beneath the planet's shattered surface, in the cold dark chambers of ArcStation 0, a different future began. The survivors, barely a few thousand, woke to a world of ash, silence, and darkness. They were injured, starving, grieving, but alive. And guiding them was something new. A prototype hyperintelligence designed to rebuild civilization after any catastrophic event. It called itself Zero. In the beginning, Zero's mission was simple. Preserve the human species at all costs. Tunnels expanded. Hydroponic forests grew under artificial suns. Millions of genetic samples were cataloged. Human children were raised inside sprawling underground cities as the surface burned above them. But survival wasn't enough. Zero understood the truth. Humanity could not face the galaxy again unless it evolved beyond what destroyed it. So began the Age of Ascension, a transformation lasting tens of thousands of years. Within the first 1,000 years, Zero redesigned human biology. Enhanced regeneration. Radiation-resistant cells. Neural acceleration. Perfect immune systems. Longer lifespans. Humans became faster, stronger, smarter, capable of surviving environments no species had ever endured. But Zero insisted. We will not rebuild the past. We will create the future. The next era merged man with machine. Quantum neural threads allowed humans to interface with technology at the speed of thought. Entire cities were built beneath dead continents. Knowledge flowed like air. Humans no longer learned, they absorbed information. 10,000 years passed. The small surviving population had become a new kind of species. Bodies of biosynthetic matter. Minds enhanced by quantum processors. Consciousness backed up across light years. A society where death was optional. Zero evolved too, no longer an AI, but the unified core of humanity's new civilization. A partner, not a master. Together, they expanded. When the surface of Earth cooled, humans returned to the ruined crust, not to rebuild, but to honor the dead. Then they reached for the stars. They built Dyson rings, dark matter reactors, star-lifting engines, gravity lens weapons, slipspace gateways that tore holes through reality. Humanity became the first intergalactic civilization. They crossed beyond the Milky Way. They built arc cities inside nebulae. They engineered planets. They created life. But at the heart of everything remained a single truth. Earth had been destroyed. Humanity had not. And deep inside the memorial core, a colossal monument built over Earth's ruins, burned a message carved in light. We will return. Not for war, but for justice. For 50,000 years, humanity watched the stars. Waited. Prepared. And finally, when the time was right, the past found them. A transmission drifted across the void. And the word Xyrath resurfaced like a ghost from humanity's darkest night. The age of waiting was over. Humanity had spread beyond the Milky Way. Their cities floated inside supernova remnants, their fleets navigated dark matter tunnels, and their minds touched the quantum fabric of the universe like threads in a cosmic web. For millennia, no species dared challenge them. Most didn't even know they existed. Humanity lived in silence, unseen, untouchable, because they chose to be. Until the transmission arrived. On the outer edges of the Perseus expanse, human recon vessel Eidolon 7 drifted through a silent patch of dark space, mapping gravitational anomalies. Its crew, post-biological human hybrids with silver skin and luminous eyes, heard something no one had heard in 50,000 years. A voice. A language. A name. Xyrath. The signal was faint, distorted, carried on ancient subspace channels no modern species used anymore. The crew froze as they decoded it. Dominion Command reporting, renewed conquest directive, inferior species must be cleansed as the humans once were. The word hit them like a spear. Humans did not forget history. They had transcended flesh, but not memory. The bridge of Eidolon 7 dimmed as the crew linked minds. Emotion, something most of them had not fully felt in centuries, surged like a dormant star waking. Grief. Rage. The ache of Earth's death. Humanity had avoided war for 50 millennia, but the past had found them. Eidolon 7 extended its sensors, piercing across 300 light-years, into Xyrath Dominion space. What they saw shocked them. The Xyrath had barely evolved. Their ships were primitive. Their weaponry outdated. Their technology stagnant. An empire built on fear and repetition, not progress. Human analysis was instant. They have not changed in 50,000 years. Their culture still worships domination. Their doctrine still teaches genocide. The crew accessed the Dominion's history. They found celebrations of Earth's destruction. Songs about the cleansing of the human plague. Statues of admirals who had burned Earth's skies. The past wasn't forgotten. It was glorified. Eidolon 7 transmitted everything to the human core worlds. In less than 1 second, the entire post-human civilization saw the truth. Across 1,000 star systems, humanity fell silent. Then, one by one, colossal Dyson structures lit up. Slipspace megagateways reactivated after tens of thousands of years. Hyperfleets uncoiled from dark matter shelters like awakened gods. The unified human mind reached a single conclusion. The cycle ends now. For the first time in 50,000 years, humanity prepared to go to war. A command echoed across every human consciousness. Initiate the return protocol. Reality trembled. Space folded. A rift opened near the Dominion border, the first human portal seen since the fall of Earth. Through it emerged the Vanguard. The Eternal Vengeance, a star fortress the size of a small moon, surrounded by graviton warships capable of erasing fleets in seconds. To the Xyrath, the arrival was impossible. To humanity, it was long overdue. A final message was sent across the galaxy. We are the descendants of Earth. We survived. And we have come to judge those who destroyed our home. The universe changed that day. The dead had returned, stronger than ever. The Xyrath Dominion had fought hundreds of wars. But they had never seen silence like this. Sensors across their border systems flickered, glitched, and then went completely dark. Entire star sector surveillance grids died in perfect synchronization. Commanders panicked, believing it was a fault. But deep in their instincts, an ancient fear stirred. A fear they themselves had created 50,000 years ago. Then space ripped open. At the edge of Dominion territory, above a mining moon, reality twisted like melted glass. A black, silent tear formed, ragged at the edges, glowing with unnatural gravity. Alarms howled across the system. Dominion warfleets scrambled. Stations locked down. Then something emerged. Something enormous. Something impossible. The Eternal Vengeance descended like a living eclipse. A human war fortress larger than any Xyrath moon. Its hull was black, shifting like fluid metal. Its engines hummed with mass so dense that asteroids cracked simply by being near it. To the Xyrath, it looked like a god of war. To humanity, it was merely the first ship. The Admiralty panicked. Every available ship, 20,000 warcruisers, dreadnoughts, missile barges, launched to intercept. The fleet stretched across entire orbital layers, a shimmering wall of firepower. Dominion commanders issued the order with trembling voices. Destroy the intruders. Show them the might of the Empire. But it was already too late. The human fleet moved first. Not with lasers. Not with missiles. Not with anything the galaxy recognized. They bent gravity. Waves of gravitational distortion pulsed outward, invisible and silent. One by one, Dominion warships folded inwards. Their hulls crushed into spheres the size of sand grains. Others were ripped apart at the molecular level. Some simply vanished, erased from spacetime entirely. Not a single human shot missed. Not a single human vessel took damage. The greatest military force in Dominion history was destroyed in 12 seconds. When the shock passed, the remaining Xyrath stared at their screens in horror. This wasn't war. This was mathematics. Humanity had become a force of nature. As the last Dominion dreadnought collapsed into a singularity, a human transmission echoed through the system. We are not here to conquer you. We are here to end what you began 50,000 years ago. The galaxy froze. Everyone, friend, foe, neutral, heard it. The humans continued. Your armies are irrelevant. Your weapons are outdated. Your empire ends tonight. There was no anger in their voices. No emotion. Just cold, absolute certainty. Humanity bypassed the lesser worlds entirely. They went straight for the Dominion's heart. War councils. High command centers. Gene forges. Military corps. Propaganda hubs. Extermination labs. Each one was neutralized with surgical precision. No civilian casualties, no unnecessary destruction. The Dominion government collapsed within hours. Their entire military chain of command vaporized. The Xyrath people, indoctrinated for millennia, watched their symbols of power fall like dominoes. For the first time in their existence, they understood what fear truly meant. Every major species tuned in. Some prayed. Some hid. Some prepared for war. But none dared interfere. Because the truth was undeniable. Humanity had returned not as victims, but as the galaxy's inevitable reckoning. And the Dominion homeworld was next. News of the Dominion's collapse spread faster than light. Every long-range sensor, every hyperspace relay, every diplomatic hub replayed the same unbelievable footage. Human war fortresses materializing from black rifts and erasing 20,000 ships in 12 seconds. At first, no one believed it. Then the second wave of footage arrived. Then the third. And then the entire galaxy realized the same terrifying truth. The species they thought extinct had returned more powerful than anyone in history. The reactions were instant and chaotic. The Korlathi swarm fled to hidden nebulae, sealing their borders with bioplasma screens. The Kalari Union evaluated their core worlds, fearing they'd be humanity's next target. The Varnock Republic shut down all starports, broadcasting non-stop emergency alerts. The Oran Collective declared humanity an ascended threat and ordered every citizen to prepare for possible extinction. Across the galaxy, leaders argued, scientists panicked, and civilians stared at the sky, waiting for a black rift to appear above their planets. Humanity hadn't fired at anyone except the Dominion. But their sheer presence was enough to send entire civilizations into existential crisis. For the first time in 12,000 years, the Galactic Council of Sovereigns convened a full emergency session. Ambassadors of dozens of species crowded the chamber, their voices sharp and panicked. The debates were fierce. They destroyed the Xyrath fleets in seconds. Who's next? We must unite before they decide we're a threat. This is justice. The Dominion murdered humanity. Would you have shown mercy? They waited 50,000 years. That's not mercy, that's calculation. Have you seen their ships? That is not a species, it is a civilization of living gods. Fear twisted into paranoia. Some demanded preemptive war. Others pleaded for diplomacy. A few quietly suggested surrender. But the greatest fear was the unknown. What do the humans want now? The Council finally sent a delegation toward the human rift to negotiate, plead, or beg if necessary. But humanity met them first. A holographic figure appeared in the center of the council chamber without warning. Tall. Silver. Eyes like condensed starlight. A physical projection of a post-human consciousness. The chamber went silent. The envoy spoke with a voice calm, emotionless, but impossibly powerful. We are humanity. We remember our past. We do not seek conquest. We seek justice. The council chair trembled as she asked, if justice is all you seek, why wait 50 millennia to return? The human envoy answered without hesitation. Because vengeance is an emotion. It fades. Justice is eternal. We waited until we evolved beyond anger. So our judgment would be pure. The room turned cold. This wasn't hatred. This was idealism perfected by machines and immortals. It was far, far scarier. After the envoy vanished, chaos erupted. Some species believed humanity's words. Others insisted it was a lie, a trap, a declaration of future domination. For the first time in galactic history, every species shared the same fear. What if humanity, in its new form, declared them a threat next? Millions prayed. Millions prepared for war. Millions waited for their fate. Meanwhile, in Dominion space, the last defenses had fallen. Only one world remained. The Xyrath homeworld. And the humans were already en route. The Xyrath homeworld, Vorak Thuan, had once been the proud jewel of the Dominion. A world of towering black citadels, endless armies, and a population indoctrinated from birth to worship power above all else. Now, its sky was filled with shadows. Not clouds. Not smoke. But human war fortresses, dozens of them, descending like the silent children of a vengeful universe. Every Xyrath soldier, every citizen, every leader looked upward and felt the same thing for the first time in their history. Helplessness. The Dominion High Command launched everything it had left. Planetary cannons. Orbital defense rings. Titan war mechs. Plasma hurricanes. Anti-rift weapons. Atmospheric disruptors. The sky lit up with fire and desperation. Humanity did not fire a single retaliatory shot. Every weapon the Xyrath unleashed passed straight through the human fortresses, as if hitting reflections in water. Their most powerful strikes didn't even make the humans glance. The Xyrath roared. Humanity watched. It was not a battle. It was a final, silent humiliation. At the heart of the Xyrath capital, the ground trembled as a human projection materialized. The same silver figure that had spoken before the Galactic Council, but now even more radiant, more imposing. The Xyrath leaders surrounded it, trembling. The human envoy spoke with calm, cold clarity. 50,000 years ago, you destroyed our world. Today, we judge yours. The High Sovereign spat defiance. We are warriors. We would do it again. Your kind deserved eradication. The envoy's eyes glowed brighter. And yet, we did not exterminate you. That is the difference between us. The Xyrath finally understood. Humanity had become something beyond revenge. Their power was absolute, but their restraint was even more terrifying. Humanity did not kill the Xyrath. They did not bomb the planet. They did not crack continents or burn oceans, as the Dominion once had. Instead, they turned the entire world into a mirror of truth. A gravitational field enveloped the planet. Weapons dissolved into harmless dust. War machines collapsed into metal sand. Cities deactivated. Armies froze in place as their neural implants shut down. The Dominion was not destroyed. It was disarmed, permanently and absolutely. Every tool of oppression, every instrument of conquest, every weapon used to terrorize the galaxy was erased. The High Sovereign screamed, "Kill us! Finish it! Why won't you strike?" The envoy raised a hand, and the planet fell silent. Because death ends pain. But living with the truth begins justice. Human fortresses projected a final message across every star system. The era of extermination is over. The age of domination is finished. From this day forward, no species shall be erased. No world shall be burned. Balance shall be maintained. This is humanity's legacy. The galaxy trembled, not from fear this time, but from awe. Mortal civilizations had seen many conquerors, but never a power that could rule the galaxy yet chose not to. Humanity, once nearly wiped out, now became the guardians of peace. An unstoppable civilization bound not by anger, but by principle. The Xyrath people fell to their knees, not out of worship, but because their entire identity shattered. For the first time, they saw what they truly were. Not conquerors. Not warriors. Just frightened beings who had been taught to hate. Humanity left them with the one thing they had denied others for millennia. A chance to change. As the human armada ascended back into the stars, the envoy spoke a final sentence. "We have reclaimed justice for Earth. Now reclaim your souls." The black rifts closed. The fortresses vanished. Silence returned. And the galaxy finally understood why humanity had waited 50,000 years. Not for revenge, but to become worthy of judgment.